President Donald Trump made during his rally in Commerce, Georgia this weekend. Also, meet Gabby Wood, a UJA student with a passion for mental health awareness and suicide prevention. And learn what you can do to cut down on the waste produced by COVID-19 protection equipment. All that and more on Grady Newsource.
This is Northeast Georgia's only. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Good evening. I'm Melissa Garcia, and this is Grady Newsource at 5. Former President Donald Trump visited Commerce, Georgia on Saturday to hold a Save America rally with major Republican candidates and officials. While there, he handed out some hefty endorsements. Delaney Tarr is with us in the studio to explain more about Saturday. Delaney, what happened at the rally?
Well, Melissa, Trump spoke for about an hour and a half on Saturday and gave out some endorsements for major candidates in the Republican primaries. He threw his weight behind former Senator David Perdue for governor. He also endorsed former football star Herschel Walker in the upcoming Senate race, as well as State Senator Burt Jones in the race for lieutenant governor, among other candidates. Trump endorsed former Senator David Perdue for governor over the incumbent Brian Kemp. While Trump did support Governor Kemp for election in 2018, he changed his tune after the 2020 presidential elections, where Trump lost to President Biden in Georgia by less than 12,000 votes. Trump blames Governor Kemp for the loss and said at the rally there was monumental evidence of cheating and fraud in the election. Kemp refused to block certification of the results, and there's been no findings of fraud in the election since. Political analyst Bill Crane finds that people are growing weary of Trump's focus on the election loss.
And I truly believe that even some folks I know who've been longtime Trump supporters are getting tired of incessant talk about the November 2020 general election. And now the December 5th general election runoff apparently was also stolen.
Former Senator David Perdue has mirrored many of Trump's comments about the election results, a move that Crane says is the bulk of Perdue's campaign.
A campaign by either party needs to have a standard bearer that is about more than conspiracy theories. And, you know, I thought Senator David Perdue was a pretty good United States senator, but all I've really seen on the hustings in this campaign cycle is him repeating, if almost verbatim, talking points of President Trump and his supporters about Brian Kemp.
According to Crane, Perdue is still polling low in primary predictions against Governor Kemp. The primary election is in May of 2022, and we'll update you on the elections as new developments occur. Back to you, Melissa.
Thank you, Delaney. The Oscars were on last night, but what people are talking about today is an incident that happened on stage. Chris Rock was physically assaulted by Will Smith after a joke made by Rock was said about Jada Pinkett Smith's hair. The Academy issued a statement saying they do not condone violence, but reactions from the public are mixed. Eric Deggans, NPR's TV critic, tweets, "Everyone who applauded Will Smith's magnificent BS upon accepting the Best Actor, #Oscar, after slapping Chris Rock for joking about his wife, will have some explaining to do tomorrow." But another tweet says, "Will Smith defending his wife is gold. I don't care what anyone says." Are you looking for ways to dispose of your face masks? Grady Newsource reporter Abby Buston shares different solutions to your waste. COVID has been on the decline lately, but still present in many communities across the country. Grady Newsource reporter Brendan Kerner has more on the CDC website's newest feature, which makes it easier for people to stay up to date on COVID levels in their communities.
The CDC's website now has a county check section where people can find out which areas closest to them are the most affected by COVID-19. The map is interactive and shows each county's COVID case levels by determining if the region has a low, medium, or high number of cases. Local healthcare workers like Denise Cannon believe people should still take steps to stay healthy even if they live in a low-leveled area.
Though it's dropped a lot, there is still COVID in the community.
Cannon helps those trying to plan by working at one of the many free COVID testing sites located across Northeast Georgia. These locations offer quick and efficient tests you can complete in your car. Coworker Kelly Allison stresses that staying on top of your health is important because things are always changing.
We are getting new variants rapidly, so it's never too much to know.
However, free testing sites might not always be available.
The last we've been told is that we'll be here at least until June. That could change. We don't know right at the moment.
Even though COVID cases are on the decline, you can still watch over your own safety by going to get tested at one of these free COVID-19 testing sites around your community. This one specifically located at Athens, right behind the Piedmont Athens Regional Hospital, and it's open on Monday and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Brennan Kerner, Grady Newsource.
Those who make minimum wage in the Athens-Clarke County School District may expect a pay increase as soon as July. The board discussed a plan to modify salary scales and to increase the lowest hourly wage to $12.50 an hour at Thursday's school board meeting. The current minimum wage is $9.91. This will mean that there will be a 20% or more increase in pay for some employees. The board maintains that it is committed to raising the minimum wage, but acknowledges that more needs to be done. Hillsman Middle School paraprofessional Scott Withers explains what this could mean for the district.
Candidates, if you can pay them more, and I think that is something that the school desperately needs to look into. And it's frustrating that in the past that teachers haven't gotten paid as much and haven't gotten the normal salary increases that typical places do.
The Athens Access to Justice initiative hosted its first in-person legal pop-up clinic in 2 years on Saturday. Grady Newsource reporter Brianna Smith explores how this event helps people who can't afford legal services.
About 45 people showed up at First AME Church to receive free legal advice at a pop-up event on Saturday. The Athens Access to Justice initiative organized the program to help people that can't afford legal advice. The pop-up gives people the opportunity to ask volunteer attorneys or counselors questions in a 15 to 20-minute consultation.
Because honestly, it is the African American community, it's the Latina community, it's Hispanic. They're the ones that for some reason or another seem to need more help, that just can't get in to see an attorney.
In 2018, 66% of people in the United States experienced a legal problem in the past 2 years. Yet only 33% were able to access help, according to the World Justice Project. Probate court judge Susan Schaefer used to volunteer as a legal services attorney when the pop-up started in 2017. She helped people with low income in civil law. Now she says she often sees people come into the courtroom without understanding the justice system.
The courts where most people will end up coming through at some point or another, just because a family member is going to pass away or become incapacitated. Also, we do marriage licenses and weapons carry permits and mental health issues.
Counselors like Heather Pearson say this event is a way for the volunteers to connect with their community.
We are just trying to get our name out there and help the community.
The next pop-up will be at the Goodwill on Lexington Road on April 23rd. Brianna Smith, Grady Newsource.
A suspect is in custody after a man was found with a gunshot wound on I-85 in Jackson County and pronounced dead at the hospital. According to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, they received a call around 3 a.m. and had a suspect arrested by 9 a.m. Coming up next, we will meet a UGA student that has a passion for mental health and suicide awareness.
Foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
The UGA Out of the Darkness Walk for Suicide Prevention and Mental Health Awareness is taking place on Saturday. The students in charge of the walk hope to draw attention to the problem of suicide and end the stigma surrounding mental health conversations. Grady Newsource reporter Anna Hughes has more on the story.
Many health problems can be resolved with a trip to the doctor and a visit to your local CVS for medicine. But mental health issues are not easily solved with an ibuprofen or get-well-soon card. Gabby Wood, co-president of the UGA Pre-Counseling Club, says that the stigma surrounding mental health needs to end.
I think that's one of the problems with mental health and mental health awareness is that some people don't want to talk about it, and I think genuinely the only way to break the stigma is to talk about it, not to make it some taboo subject.
During Wood's junior year of high school, one of her friends completed suicide. She can recall the day vividly and says the loss of her friend changed her life forever. Now, she dedicates her life to mental health awareness. Wood has spent months planning the upcoming Out of the Darkness campus walk for suicide prevention and mental health awareness. In the U.S., suicide is the second leading cause of death for college students and the 12th leading cause of death for all age groups. 93% of surveyed adults believe that suicide can be prevented. Wood is one of them.
The walk begins here at Hurdy Field on Saturday at 12:30. The walk begins with a ceremony where Wood and others will share their stories. And there's an honor beads ceremony where participants can receive beads with colors coordinating to their experiences with suicide and mental health.
Danielle Frazier, Wood's close friend and the vice president of philanthropy for the Pre-Counseling Club, will be handing out the beads. The beads allow participants to feel connected without having to share their experiences verbally.
You know what the color is, you see other people and you know that they share the same experience and that you have like a special connection, like you know what they went through and you don't have to say it, but you can see it.
Wood says she wants to use the pain she experiences for something good.
So that I can prevent that from happening for someone else and someone else's son and someone else's friend.
Anna Hughes, Grady Newsource.
A group of retirees are coming together and advocating for people to vote in this year's upcoming elections. Grady Newsource reporter Amro Warayat speaks to one of the people involved.
Regina Smith is one of the retirees that comes out every Monday for an hour to advocate for people to go out and exercise their right to vote.
With a bunch of different groups, but we're out here as nonpartisan citizens. We're all retirees advocating that the people in the state of Georgia know that they need to be registered to vote and they should be registered.
In 2014, there was a little over 5 million voters in the state, but only a little over 2.5 million people voted in the governor elections with a 50% voter turnout.
The large majority of people in Georgia seem to be registered if they are of age to vote. So we're still doing voter registration at the library with a couple of different groups. It too is nonpartisan.
Regina Smith and some of the other people out on the corner of Alps Road are a part of a group called Indivisible Georgia 10, where they promote a number of issues like Black Lives Matter. As of December 2021, there are a little over 7 million people registered to vote in Georgia, while people like Regina Smith continue to urge people to use their power to vote. Grady Newsource, Amro Warayat.
The Athens-Clarke County Solid Waste Department has started their limb and leaf pickup today. The limb and leaf pickup is a service provided to help residents of Athens clear out yard waste such as twigs, pine straw, leaves, etc. Once the waste is picked up, it is used as mulch to prevent these items from taking up space in landfills. The pickup starts in Area B and will run through this area until the end of the week. Areas C, D, E, and F will be picked up the remaining weeks of April, and Area A will be picked up the first week of May. Visit the Athens-Clarke County Unified Government website for more information. Coming up, Grady Newsource Madison Cook gives us an overview of the weather for the next few days.
I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school.
Jessica has been through a lot in her life from early childhood.
My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She came in looking to complete her diploma. She had a family she had to take care of. Anytime she needed help, we provided her help. She realized that we were here for her.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
My graduation, it was something I will never forget. I couldn't explain the emotion I was feeling because people like you and me sometimes may have doubts in ourselves, but I feel that everything's possible.
Jessica's future is brighter than ever.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
And now, the weather.
Good evening, I'm Madison Cook, and this is your Northeast Georgia weather. Today was quite a sunny day with a high temperature of 68. There were not too many clouds in the sky, but as we drift into this evening, we will begin to see more clouds as the temperature drops to a low around 45 degrees. For the rest of the week, we will be seeing more of the sun for most of the part. Partly cloudy conditions will continue into tomorrow and Wednesday. Wednesday will have the highest temperature for the week, nearing 80 degrees. Nearing Wednesday evening, be aware of showers and a chance for a thunderstorm. The rainy disposition will continue into Thursday with a 60% chance of precipitation, so don't forget to grab your umbrellas and raincoats on the way out. Don't fret though, because the sun will be back again this Friday with a high near 69 degrees. We will end the week with expected showers on Saturday with a high of temperature of 71. This has been your Northeast Georgia weather forecast. For Grady Newsource, I'm Madison Cook.
After the break, Grady sports reporter Elle Jacobson will tell us more about this weekend's women's golf tournament and hear how the Oconee County girls soccer team is heating up on the field.
She was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
score, we're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
You know, a lot of people say, when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
And now, sports.
It was a busy weekend for sports here in Northeast Georgia. UGA hosted the annual Liz Murphy Collegiate Classic Women's Golf Tournament at the UGA Golf Course this weekend. With windy conditions and clear skies, the leaderboard was in contention through the end. The University of South Carolina placed first as a team, becoming back-to-back champions of the event. In track, UGA junior Matthew Bowling had a 10.03-second 100-meter dash at the FSU Relays, giving him another appearance on the Bowerman's 2022 men's watch list. The Oconee County Lady Warriors soccer team are currently undefeated in the region and one region game away from securing the region title and the #1 seed in state play. Tomorrow, they face Jefferson away. UGA women's basketball just announced this weekend that they are hiring Katie Abrahamson Henderson as their new head coach, better known as Coach Abe. Coach Abe played at Georgia for part of her college career, and in her time at UCF, Coach Abe led UCF to a 131-49 record over 6 seasons. This has been Ella Jacobson for Grady Newsource Sports.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The Oconee County Library is hosting the first ever Fan Fest 2022 this upcoming weekend. Grady Newsource reporter Lauren Terr spoke with some of the local artists who will be in attendance.
Zach Wilder, technology specialist at the Oconee County Library and drummer in the band Sacred Bull, is excited to showcase not only his band's music, but the creativity of Oconee County at FanFest 2022. This project is an all-inclusive convention celebrating local artists, authors, gamers, filmmakers, bands, and more. Wilder's hope is that this project will connect artists of all kinds and give them the opportunity to share their passions and talents with the community. He also wants people to find inspiration in the presentations, workshops, and performances that might give them the confidence to pursue artistic outlets. Joey Weiser is a local comic book author and illustrationist who will be at the festival to sign his books and encourage readers to draw and create their own art.
Anyone that I can help inspire, create their own thing would be really exciting and cool.
Gone Terrific, a femme-positive DIY underground cinema collective, will be featured at the end of the festival. The group of local filmmakers, actors, musicians, and visual artists will be on the film panel and showcase. Owner-operator and film enthusiast Andrew Shearer says he's passionate about creating projects that allow local artists to push and even ignore the boundaries of the mainstream movie industry.
I want them to know that if they want to make a movie, there's nothing stopping them. You're your greatest obstacle.
The group is highlighting female talents this weekend. The library hopes to make FanFest an annual tradition, providing an opportunity for locals to come together to celebrate their artistic interests and hobbies free of charge. People of all ages are invited to join the fun at the Oconee Civic Center from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. this Saturday. Lauren Tier, Grady Newsource.
I'm Melissa Garcia, and from all of us here at Grady Newsource, thank you for watching. Have a good night.
Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Georgia, which is solely responsible for its contents. Views expressed do not represent those of the administration nor the Board of Regents at the University System of Georgia.
There is a road laid out for me, leading down to
boxes everywhere. And this is gonna be Addie's room.
I am blind, but I need not see.
I think you're really gonna like it.
I know this road is there for me. There is a love waiting for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Waist down by the river. I am blind, but I need not see. I know this love is there for me.
Nice and slow. I got this.
Take me down to the river and wash me.
Okay. What do you think?
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you. Get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
So we had quite a smooth show, so to speak, but one package just fed very late, so we were not able to run Abby's package. It fed at what, a minute before air, and that's not acceptable. She's not here, but I'll talk to her about, I don't know what happened, but one of her scripts was one of the first ones I approved, so I don't know if she had technical difficulties or what. But all packages need to be fed by 4:30, guys. We can make exceptions, but that's the reason why. Melissa, if you were wondering what happened, I'm going to look at the recording again and let you know the reaction and what, how, but, you did what we told you to do, and everything was very smooth, and you were very confident, and you varied your pitch, and you were personable, I could tell you were enjoying yourself. You were really, you were connecting with people. Yes, yes. And very nice. I like the outfit. Yeah, but before that, Harper, it's over to you. I know you couldn't do your OTS. It just got too late to where people you need to, when you're asked to provide an image, your best friend is the website that we have, the MGN. You can, Melissa, why weren't we able to see those tweets? Did you feed the VO for the tweets? But it didn't, yeah.
No,
but,
was,
okay, so Harper, it's over to you.
Yeah, so, I mean, kind of in the madness of missing Abby's package and not, and expecting to go to that, we messed up the next VO, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Or maybe we ran it, but it was not when you were reading
it
or something like that.
Just a small snippet, and then it didn't run anymore.
I think because at that point it was just like, you know what, we need to just get the show back on track, and we just went to the next lead and package, which was going to be A11. I don't remember what that package was, but we went and did that, and I just saw my prompter, and at that point my prompter went to something that was the next thing, and I was like, well, let's just go with that. And if we wanted to come back to it, I put that to her. I was like, we can come back to it, and we can come back to Abby's package, but I think we were over time for other reasons. We had someone new on floor director today. She did a really good job. Prompter actually did a really good job today, so did audio. Technically, we were pretty sound. That's just the one thing. We do make exceptions about that 4:30 rule about getting stuff in time, because we'll get stuff in all the way up until 5. But the thing is when you do that, you're running the risk that we're not going to be able to get it in. And the other thing is if you have stuff in A block and you're trying to push the limit like that, you're definitely running a risk, because I'm pretty sure that was A7. That's the second thing after we had just done 2 live things.
Exactly.
For us to be looking for that, usually we see stuff come in as we've been sitting there, and we're like, oh, someone finally got something in that was floated. It's not supposed to be for stuff that's already, expecting to be, in the show and stuff like that.
And you had a lot of complex live things for Delaney's. You had 2 different sound bites, one after the other.
Fortunately,
and that was very smooth.
Her stand-up went very, very well, and we were really pleased with that.
But you had a lot to do, and the last thing you needed was the third thing that you were going to do in the show to be a package that fed at a minute before live air. So there was no way I could have expected you to deal with that. It's just not humanly possible. I was going to ask you, what can we do about the audio? It kept going up and down, and is it something we are doing, or is it something? How can we fix that? I know you were trying desperately to keep that audio.
The entire time for Melissa when she was at the desk. Are you talking about within packages?
Yeah, and when you went to break, in the break, the audio was really high, and then.
So some ad breaks are louder than others. Sometimes it catches our audio person off guard. There's some people that have a lot more experience working that position than other people. And that obviously helps or hinders some people who are working that position. It just kind of comes down to that.
I was just wondering how we can, we can.
The one thing I did want to add, because I talked to Taylor today, because I realized she was talking about those OTSs. We weren't able to do them today But I set up basically an alternative camera angle for you guys at the desk. If you guys are anchoring next week, or if you guys are producing next week, I highly implore you to use it. It'll make your show look better and less boring, especially if you're doing a lot of readers. Every reader from now on, I can't require it, I'm not your professor, but I would strongly encourage that every reader has a visual. Every reader has like a little JPEG of something like regarding whatever topic you're talking about. And what we'll do is we'll have the anchor switch cameras, and it'll be a zoomed in shot of them, and it will have an OTS, an over the shoulder like square image of what the hell they're talking about. And then we'll switch back to the normal desk to read regular leads. So the only time you'd ever look in that camera is just to read a reader. Super easy, not confusing. It's basically your reader camera. But we have that ability now, so when y'all produce
You can also
future
use it
shows.
like when I was at CNN, we would use it to toss to breaks also.
Sure.
So like I'm reading something, I finish, I look down, and I look at the other camera, coming up next, this, and this. So it helps sort of transition the viewer to the break and sort of keep their attention at the same time. That's another way you could use that shot besides a reader, just giving ideas. But I really like that, and I would love for us to try it on Monday. And I mean, it works also for leads. You can OTSs, but again, it's not something we should be doing for every lead. For every reader would be great, because readers can be boring. Even though we have beautiful anchors with beautiful delivery, it's just not, So please, when you're told by your producer to provide an image for an OTS, please do so. It's you have to take responsibility. You can't have your producer like a babysitter going after you and reminding you to do this. And again, this is something new, so I understand that you didn't quite get it at this time, so that's okay for today. But let's just do it on Monday. Speaking of Monday, I will need all pitches refined plus the new pitches of the next. Harper, are you done? Thank you. Great job, all of you. I mean, on Monday we will, and Wednesday, I will talk about Wednesday. But Mondays is when your pitches will be due. If you're a news gatherer, that's when your pitch is due for the solutions journalism story. And again, I wanted to remind you that the solutions journalism story is just like your daily pitch. You've got to tell us your sources, how you visualize the story, how are you going to visualize it. But here, the caveat is you've got to tell us whether the people whose solution you're featuring will allow you in the kitchen, so to speak. Will they allow you to show exactly how? Can you follow if it's some kind of a delivery service for the needy? Can you follow the delivery guy handing out the food or something, talk to the people, the beneficiaries? So you need the provider of a solution. You need the beneficiaries, the people who are being helped. You need to talk to them as well. How is this working? What difference is it making in your life? And also an expert opinion. All of that you should try to put into 2 minutes. Less is more. Do not read. Do not speed read. It's got to be regular reading, 2 minutes. And you can distill. This will teach you how to distill the sound bites, sum them up in your own words, whatever you need to say. Leave just the most interesting, impactful part of the sound bite for your package. You will need more time for your solution story. That's why I'm asking you to start working on them and refining those pitches. So the Monday people, you did well, but your pitches are not yet developed. Even the people who really found a real that looks to me to be a viable story with a real solution, like Danielle. But still, she doesn't have the sources. You have to have the buy-in from the people you're going to be featuring. And so that would be for Monday. So make sure that where's Oz? Hi. So did you get because you were not in the meeting, I just wanted to let you know yours was the least developed. So I wanted to make sure that by Monday, did you get my Slack on that? Good. Did it make sense to you? Ask me if I can, because I explained a little bit more in the meeting. Okay, Yeah, so on Monday, we'll have to sort of be very well organized on Monday, because in addition to our daily pitches, we need the pitches, to refine the solutions journalism pitches. But I think it'll be easier on this coming Monday, because I think you guys understood after we discussed this Monday what it takes to come up with a solutions pitch. And now, speaking of Wednesday, we will hear, I'm really excited, from our solutions guest. Catherine Goldenstead is a woman, she's a investigative journalist, a prominent journalist in Denmark, who kind of pivoted and became also a scholar. And she wrote a book about what they call in Europe constructive journalism, which is sort of like our solutions journalism, but in Europe it's more activist oriented. They're more like advocates. They allow themselves more advocacy, which our way of looking at it does not allow. We are not advocates, we tell it like it is. But it'll be interesting to hear another viewpoint, another way of looking at things. And so again, reminding all of you, we are meeting in person with her, 9 a.m., where we had our training, PAF upstairs. You guys remember that? Anybody has any questions? 9 a.m. There'll be other students, even Professor Herndon will be there. There's big interest, and I'm relying on you to be gracious hosts. I will be hosting her. I have arranged for her to come, and I need you to be my co-hosts. I need to, you know, if there's time for questions, ask a question. You're my co-hosts, and I would really appreciate your support and enthusiasm. I don't know how many other people will show up. I'm hoping that more students will show up, but I'm counting on you to be there at 9 a.m. I will be picking her up from her hotel and bringing her over, and she arrives later on Tuesday. And so I just wanted to remind you again, we will not be doing the Zoom editorial meeting, which means, Anna, you're producing. We talked a little bit about that we'll need to, we won't be able to go around the pitches. We'll sort of after the meeting, maybe just kind of quickly, if there's some questions you have, we'll be here, so it's different. When we're all here, don't go anywhere, guys. After PAF, come back here. And so that your producer, Anna, can talk to you about questions she has. And I, of course, as a host, I'll need to kind of get Catherine situated, make sure that she has everything she needs, and I will also come here. Yes, darling. Can I say something about that? Of course.
I just want to say that because of that, it's really important.
Yeah, it works when it's on.
Yeah, there we
I've
go.
noticed
I'm
that.
clearly prepared for Wednesday.
I know.
I just want to say that Wednesday, it's so essential that you're at least aware of if your story is going to be viable or not, because we don't really have time on the meeting to go through it and kind of hack it out. So just really be thinking about that, because I don't want to run into a situation at 3 o'clock where everyone's story has fallen through because it was kind of like a wishy-washy pitch day. So I'll be checking in with everyone tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, as the pitches come in, and also Wednesday we'll all talk. But I just wanted to say, please have good, viable pitches, and if you don't, be sure to tell me that you don't, so we can work it out.
Yes, guys, so, but it'll be exciting, and I don't know if Catherine will be staying, if she has other meetings, or whether she'll join us and watch the show, so that'll be interesting. If she stays, then maybe you get another viewpoint, not just mine. Taylor, great producing, very confident today, and I like, Anna, that you're already kind of being proactive. I want to hear from Taylor, and I want to hear from our digital producers real quick. I want to say that I have to look at the show again, but I saw a lot of good packages, a lot of creativity in a lot of the packages, but there were just glimpses of that, so I kind of feel, even though I didn't watch everything, I will watch it, that we had some good, solid content out there. And I'm really appreciative of that, and I will give you, some more feedback, possibly on Monday we'll see how things go. We have the solutions pitches as well. But I hope that the things that I talked to you about in the morning meeting made sense to you, how to use your B-roll. Like you have that B-roll, like in Taylor's package, she had a lot of great B-roll, but it was just not matched with what she was saying. And so that's my little goal, to be able to do these occasionally, where I really show you how the magic of really using the B-roll that you have to match with what you're saying. So I hope that helped you a little, the things that I was able to say this morning, plus the solutions journalism pitches, that they need to be like your daily pitches almost, to where you tell us where you're in the process, and those three types of sources: provider, beneficiary. You have to talk to them, you have to sort of get the essence, think of B-roll, how you can be more creative. This is like your final hurrah, you know, those two final shows. I'm really excited about them, and let's make them something really special, the visual storytelling, so that you have something really strong to put on your reels, and you can tell future employers that you have experimented with solutions journalism, and so that sort of makes you stand out from other people. So it's really important for you to visualize and to think and go and check out. Like I would suggest that before you even go out on your shoot for your solution story, go out and check and get us a visual, like survey where, how, you know, where this solution is working, and think of the kind of B-roll you will need to be able to be at your most effective. So pre-plan things, give it your best, and give everything you do for the rest of the semester, which is not a lot of time. Give it your best, because you need good stuff for your reels. So, so I will be, you know, just a few notes from what I heard here. And again, I haven't watched everything. I love the pre-show tease. Finally, we had the pre-show tease, which had video, and it made a huge difference. And thanks to both of you for that. So nice pre-show tease. Delaney, that worked out very well, very smoothly, and good interaction between the two of you. Brandon, I liked the package also. Stand-up was good, but the second part of the stand-up had more headroom, which I liked better than the first one. But I liked the way the rule of thirds and how you'd framed it. Interesting package. Brianna, 3 sources, bravo, good for you. I'll look at it again, but that was a very good package. Anna, the suicide prevention was very good, also very moving package. And I liked your stand-up also. I liked the first sentence where you showed us the get well cards. That worked out. That is an example of say something, show something. So I really liked that. Dynamic B-roll, I wrote to myself here, the things that I glimpsed and saw, there was a lot of movement and action and close-ups. Amro managed, to, where is Amro? Okay, guys, you will get absences, half absences. I need you to be here. Unless you've told me you can't be, like Abby told me she can't be. We need to take this seriously, because this is part of your learning. Oh, he's there. Okay. Amro, are you okay? Okay, I know I'm boring, but, you know, try not to fall asleep when I'm speaking. I agree I'm boring. But, so Amro, 2 stories fell through. But he got lucky, Amro, today, and he came by some ladies who were doing something very interesting, and he managed to get us a little mini package on that. So sometimes you get lucky, but not always. But that came together good with that lady. Yeah. Maddie, good presentation. L, good presentation, both of you. We ran you 1-minute pieces because we were heavy at that time. We thought we were heavy, but then we weren't. But anyway, that's okay. But I would suggest to both of you one little suggestion: to interact with the smart board. Turn around, even though it's just a green screen. That would be my only suggestions. And Lauren, I told Lauren that was a very nice packet. The glimpses I got were, I like the way even though you interviewed people on Zoom, which is not ideal, you still found a way to kind of creatively introduce and set up the shots by filming the person in your laptop, so that was good. Again, and please slow down, say less. Less is more when, because if people are not following you, then even if you've put in everything you wanted to tell them, if they didn't hear you, then they still didn't hear you. So that would be my only suggestion. It was a very nice idea, very well, what I was seeing was very well put together, but I couldn't keep up with you as your viewer. So, and I understand it's very difficult for all of us. Everything seems so important. And I know I'm the same way to this day, so don't get me wrong. It's really hard for me not to say things that are in my script, but we lose people by trying to be comprehensive. Yes. So anyway, these are my from the glimpses. I didn't get to see everything very carefully, but there was some very good content and attempts at visual storytelling. So Taylor, it's over to you, darling. Tell us how the day went, your first time producing. What did you learn?
Today was cool. I liked it. I did like it. At first I was a little stressed out because a few things were falling through, but I really want to say thank you to the ones whose packages did fall through, for trying and trying and trying and trying. I felt like there was great communication between us as far as new story ideas and who you can get in contact with and stuff. And I feel like everybody, did a great job. Anchors did great. MMJs did great. I think everybody did good. I would just say I feel like I spent a lot of time looking for stories for people, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. But I talked to Miss B earlier, and she was saying that shouldn't be like the bulk of my, time. So if we do need something, I feel like, or something extra, I feel like everybody should be actively looking. I will too, but I feel like it shouldn't just be on me.
And now Taylor was telling me, oh, now I understand why I had to have pieces in the e-block, because and why I can't run both 2-minute weather and 2-minute sports. I wish I could. But there's certain things that there's a lot going on when you're producing, a lot to learn. So the last thing you need, that's why I told Taylor, she said, well, I will try to find sources and stuff. I said, no, Taylor, you will do a group message and you will tell people that they need to come up with ideas and more content. So this was a challenging day for her, and as is usual for all the producers for different reasons, but that's good because it gives you confidence, and you know that nothing can scare you once you're out there. I hope not in the real world. Well, a lot of things still scare me, but I have more confidence because I've dealt with all sorts of situations, and I'll just keep doing my best. Yes. So, but I thought that you enjoyed it, and I could tell that your rundown was very well put together. I hardly suggested any changes. You did, yeah? Yes, it did. It did.
I thought I was overtime, but I was actually under, so I ended up floating. I floated the 2-minute sports and did the 1-minute sports instead of the 2-minute sports. Yeah, so it was just, I was confused on the timing of things. I thought I was looking at it
Because,
right.
you know, she probably didn't hit the space bar or whatever, but she was 120 minutes heavy in her show. I don't know how that happened, but that's what it said, live on air, 120 minutes. I don't know what happened. But, you know, the Rundown creator has been going haywire today, so I don't know what happened. But so she had to do the manual thing, like those of you who've produced stuff showed you, the red clock. And so, yeah, but, you know, these are good learning experiences, and if you look at it that way. But, yeah.
And
the
studio thing. That was really nice.
Yeah. So you want to pass it on to Haley? To Delaney, sorry.
I had fun doing the live studio thing. It was my first time ever interacting with the green screen in any capacity. I have not sports or weather anchored yet. Weather anchoring on Wednesdays. This was a good way to like actually learn how to interact with it. I also had issues with Rundown Creator where I had saved different versions of the lead in the script that never updated, even though I saved it like a couple times.
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
That's
Today it was going haywire.
I don't know what was
Yes,
going on
yes.
today. But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway for me here is just communicating well with like the technical team, because I was like, I don't have any mistakes like what shot they're playing, what slides they're playing. So I tried to put as much as possible in the script and tried to get it in earlier so that they had time to figure that out. So that worked out. I wish I had a fourth slide, but I ran out of time because it takes longer to make presentations than I thought it would. Yeah, I had fun doing it. I enjoy live stuff in the studio, and I think people should try it if they can. If there's something newsworthy enough to do, or if there's something that works for the live format,
Yes,
then yes, I
all
really
of you should
try
try that while you're here in the sandbox. You should try a live shot outside. And again, we don't do live shots for the sake of doing live shots. There's got to be really an event that deserves a live shot. But you're running out of time to do these, so try to do one. Challenge yourself while you're here, because it's better to, you know, for things to go wrong here than when you're, you know, sort of in an emergency. Everything that I've learned in my career has been like being thrown in the ocean and somehow you swim. But it's better to kind of swim a little bit with me here. You're always going to swim, all of you. I have no doubt that you're going to be successful no matter what life throws at you. But how digital producing is final. I saw you there sneaking on us in the studio. What were you doing?
Yeah, we were
Behind the
filming.
scenes.
We were filming a TikTok, just like a little behind the scenes thing about just going through our day, like kind of like a day in the life, but not like calling it that. So we like filmed some of the meeting. We filmed like each different role that we could do, and then we filmed like what happens during the show.
Yeah, today went pretty smoothly, I would say, on the digital side. So thank you to everyone for providing us with really good content. We've gotten, I guess, some good engagement on our Instagram posts, and then the Grady Daily, we did it as a story, and I think
Wonderful.
that worked really well. A lot of people have liked it and everything. And then we just put up a Facebook post of Delaney's piece.
For
I
the
don't really
old
know what to
people
call it,
like
not a-
me. Oh,
yes,
yes.
so
that was a good choice for Facebook.
yeah, we thought it would work well there. So yeah, overall, good on our side.
Yeah, and I encourage the digital producers to work to work in tandem with the TV producers. That's the way things happen in a newsroom. And sometimes smaller newsrooms, they don't even have digital producers. The TV producer who sort of doubles as one. Of course, it doesn't happen in every newsroom, but it's just happenstance, you know, depending on how well they're staffed, or if people have called in sick, or, you know, there's always something to. Okay, guys, I thought we had a good day. Anybody, one last quick comment that you want to make? Anybody wants to share something they learned, something